Pete Koch here with Frances O'Neill, and there it is. She's a registered dietitian. She's written a book on healthy cooking with a rice cooker. We're going to talk about it here. Don't go away. Pete Koch breaking it down. Hey guys, Pete Koch here, breaking it down. I'm with old friend Frances O'Neill. She's a registered dietitian. She's written a book that I think is really important and everybody needs to have. There it is. It's the rice, say it?
Quick and healthy rice cooker meals.
So let's get into it. All right, Frances is a friend of mine. She is a former competitive athlete at the college level, a very, very high level athlete, a master's athlete. Endurance events really is her thing, but also the strength training. Somebody I admire and respect for her knowledge of physical fitness and nutrition. And tell me, what motivated you to write this book?
Oh, such a good question, because I'm a terrible cook. And I can't stand being in the kitchen.
So just because you know all sorts of information about nutrition doesn't necessarily mean you're a good cook or you even like to cook, right?
In fact, a lot of dietitians say the same thing. They like the science. They like knowing how food works in the body, how the body works, but they don't like doing what you need to do to get the food.
And you've got the full family, the husband, the children, the big dog, the whole thing. You got to feed them all.
I do.
And you needed to figure out a strategy.
I do. And I did. I wandered in and out of that kitchen so many times, just at wit's end, and then stumbled upon a rice cooker one day, said, I'm going to give it a try. It's one less thing I'd have to worry about, cooking rice. Brought it home. It was the best thing since sliced bread, as far as I was concerned. I
had a rice cooker, I think it was 15, 20 years ago, and I wore it out. I literally wore the burner out, and then I thought it was so great, I would cook two things, right? Brown rice and white rice. And then when it finally went to rice cooker heaven, I never replaced it because I thought I'm overeating that much rice, and maybe I'm not supposed to be eating that much carbohydrate anyway. But who knew you could cook other things in your rice cooker?
Absolutely anything.
Well, how did you discover this?
Because I was determined. I was determined to cut down on the time I needed to spend in the kitchen, and when I saw how easy it was to make rice, and I was so desperate, I just started putting everything and anything, and you name it, I put it to the test in that rice cooker.
Did you also, like, when you think of cooking meals in a heated pot that's over time, we think of a crock pot. That's what I think of, right? Is that fair? And are there other devices, or is it?
That's the one that comes to mind for most people.
In a crock pot,
right?
And did you explore with a crock pot?
I have very bad memories of crock pot food, so I was not about to go there.
Got it. Okay. I mean, it seems to me crock pot seems very 80s to me or something.
Oh, it's having a resurgence.
Okay.
And it's big industry.
You think but you've determined that there's some benefit, some inherent benefit to the rice cooker above and beyond what you can cook in a crock. Go ahead and explain that quickly, and then let's get into some of the benefits.
Crock pots are great for disguising roadkill. You can throw anything and anything into a crock pot, throw some spices on it, and you can make it taste okay. With the difference with the rice cooker is that it's much quicker, and you can cook everything separate.
Oh, it's quicker.
Oh, much quicker.
Oh, much quicker. It cooks at a higher...
Very high heat. Very high heat. So my animal protein might take, depending how big the crock pot or the rice cooker is and how the amount of food, 6 minutes, 8 minutes. And I can cook things separately. I can steam my vegetables in the steamer. I can cook my starch separate from my meat, which you can't do in a slow cooker.
Do you use dividers?
Yeah, there's this. Well, if you buy the right rice cooker, and get it with a steamer basket, then you can steam. But what I do, because I need to make it quick, I will throw my vegetables in with my starch. So if I'm cooking rice, or if I'm cooking quinoa, or if I'm cooking lentils or beans, I'll cook my vegetables. I'll just throw my vegetables in. And so I've killed two birds with one stone right there.
And this is very healthy cooking, and so if we're talking about bodybuilding, figure contestants, high-level athletes, people looking to lose weight.
Absolutely.
This
That was my primary audience, actually, because I'm a registered dietitian. I'm also a certified diabetes educator.
People with type 2 diabetes.
Yeah, absolutely.
They should have, and you recommend that they have a rice cooker.
I do. And that, again, is my primary audience, because we need to get this diabetes that is just run rampant. We have to get it under control.
I saw recently on social media where you discussed the different types that you recently sort of upgraded your rice cooker to a stainless model. Tell us about that.
Yes, I went and finally broke down and bought the stainless steel rice cooker, and I am absolutely in love with it. The Teflon coated one was good too, but you did have to replace the pot if it got scratched.
Okay.
You have to replace it.
All right, so I just want to be clear. In the book you discuss recipes. These are things that we can have. This is lunch and dinner.
Lunch, dinner, breakfast.
Breakfast. You make breakfast. Well, give us an example of breakfast.
Gosh. What can't you cook in it? My oatmeal, I do steel cut oats in about 20 minutes.
There's such a hassle with steel cut oats, right?
Not in a rice cooker. Not in a rice cooker. 20 minutes. And then I'll throw quinoa in with it to make it a high protein kind of oatmeal mixture. One of my favorite that I actually have here with me is this cream of amaranth, I call it. Cream of amaranth. It's amaranth, which is very similar to quinoa. It's not a grain. It's what they call a pseudo grain. It's kind of more like a seed, which is what quinoa is. Very similar nutrient profile, high protein.
Never heard of it.
It's delicious. If you like cream of wheat, you will love amaranth. It has a slightly naturally sweet taste. I added some healthy fats with walnuts and some blueberries. Absolutely delicious. Takes about 15-20 minutes in the rice cooker. Breakfast. You can do eggs in it. Okay. Scramble eggs. You can hard boil eggs. I
hard boil eggs, and it's a hassle.
Okay. You take.
It's hard to get it just right because you overcook them and you turn the yellow part into like a hard ball. It's no good.
All dried out.
Yeah.
Now you take a paper towel, you fold it into squares, you dampen it, you put it in the bottom of the rice cooker, and you lay your eggs on top of that. Press the cook button and disappear. And we poach eggs. We get a poacher. We put it at the top of the rice cooker, a little poaching dish. You can scramble eggs in there. There isn't anything you can't do in it.
I feel like this device was made for figure contestants, bodybuilders, and people looking to lose weight.
You got it.
Which is 80% of the population, I think.
80%, I would say.
And people that want to simplify their lives.
But let's not forget, who doesn't want to be healthier? Who doesn't want to be healthier and feel better? And
cleanup. What about the cleanup?
Super easy, because it's all in one pot. It's all in one pot. And that's what I kept thinking when I first bought it, is I said, I bet you I could cook everything in this one pot. And then I don't have to sit in the kitchen that much longer cleaning up. Yeah.
Incredible. All right, how do folks find the cookbook?
They can find it on my website, which is foodrx.co. You go into the products section and you can order it there.
Incredible. You got to get the book. It's going to change your life. I think it's going to change my life. I got to get the rice cooker and start putting this in. If this just helps me cook, because I think it's such a good idea. Tell me if I'm wrong. To have hard-boiled eggs just available as a healthy snack throughout the day.
The best.
We can't overdo eggs, right? It'd be hard to.
You have to be careful with the yolk if you have a high cholesterol level. You still have to be careful with it, even though cholesterol is not the villain that we used to think it was.
Okay.
Plus it's a lot of fat in the yolk.
Okay.
But again, we've backed off significantly. But it is it is the highest quality protein. It's the gold standard against which every other protein is measured, is the egg protein, which is only in the white, by the way. It's only in the white.
If for no other reason, that's why I'm going to buy a rice cooker. You should too. And maybe you'll get motivated if you buy the book first and it's cheap and go from there. But
I'm going to add one other thing.
Go ahead.
The other reason why it is so invaluable especially for athletes who are having to travel a lot, is that you can take the rice cooker with you. The small one fits into any piece of luggage, super simple. It barely takes up any room. And we take it with us all the time whenever we go on the road. And all you need is a grocery store. You go to the grocery store, you pick up a few groceries, and in 15 minutes you can have a wonderfully fresh, hot, healthy meal in the comfort of your own hotel room.
Incredible. I'm sold. I need it right away. Frances O'Neill, registered dietitian, thank you for your time.
Thank you, Pete.
You've been amazing. It's Pete Koch, Breaking It Down. I'll see you next time.